Today, YouTube. Today's topic is an abbreviated version of my time when I was in the Air Force as an enlisted member. I joined at the age of 24. That's when I went through basic training. All of my time was active duty, and I served 5 years, 9 months, 28 days. The reason I know the exact amount of time is because my DD Form 214 had all of that. So I served 5 years, 9 months, 28 days, enlisted, all active duty. After BMT, I went to my first technical training, Goodfellow Air Force Base, and that was the Fire Academy. My first job, I was a firefighter, I did that. Then I went to my first base, Maxwell Air Force Base, Alabama, which was not on my dream sheet, but looking back, I know why I went to Alabama, because I put in for East Coast bases, for example, Florida. My first job, firefighter, I did that for just under 4 years, and I knew I wanted to retrain, so when my window came up to retrain, I applied. I have made another video about retraining, so if you type up retraining, you'll find it. I retrained into personnel. The reason I wanted personnel is to interact with people so I can go to school at night and have regular traditional work hours, 7:30 to 5 or so, something like that, and that's exactly what I did. I did that for about 2 years. Rank, I came in as a one striper, E2. Then I got promoted to Airman First Class, then Senior Airman, and I made it all the way through the rank of Staff Sergeant as an enlisted member. Retrained into personnel, never deployed. I was supposed to deploy to Bosnia as a firefighter, supposed to deploy to Turkey as personnel, and I volunteered to Saudi Arabia. That never happened. And the reason was my job in personnel was deploying people. So I worked in the office where I created the orders. I briefed the people on here's where you're deploying, here's what you need, here's when you leave. So I never got to deploy as an enlisted member. Financially, I had a family the entire time. I came in married with our son. We had our son at the time, and then we had our daughter. So it was a family of 4, and we survived as Airman First Class pay, Senior Airman, and Staff Sergeant. And we did that because my wife and I were on the same page, where we got out of debt, we saved some money, and we lived a balanced financial lifestyle. Would I do it again? Absolutely. The only thing I would do different is, instead of coming in at the age of 24 like I did, I would have preferred to have joined at the age of 18, because a lot of my friends who I made are either retired or working over their 20 years of active duty time. Education. I came in with 1.5 years of college. I completed my associate's degree in fire science, which was through the Community College of the Air Force. Then I retrained, and I got my second associate's degree in personnel administration. I also completed my bachelor's degree as an enlisted member. And what I did to get that ball rolling, to get that motivation and back into school, is I also I took Dante's, which are tests that you can study on your own. They're free, and you go in and you test. If you get a 70 or above, you get college credit. So I took, out of 7, I passed 6. The one that I didn't pass was health. I never studied for it. I said, let me see what I can score on this, and I missed it by 2 points. So education was my motivation. I joined the Air Force for structure, discipline, training, and a change of scenery, and I got that. The Air Force used me for whatever they needed to in both of my jobs. But I can tell you this, that because I came out at the age of 24, which is a little bit older at that time, I knew what I wanted, and I wanted also to take advantage of opportunities, and that's what I did. My leadership supported me. Looking back, I was very blessed that they supported me with a lot of things. I won Airman of the Quarter, Airman of the Year one time in personnel. I got 1 letter of counseling in my career, enlisted an officer throughout, 21 years. I got 1 letter of counseling, and I got that as an A1C because I failed to go to the Airman of the Quarter board, and that's because I didn't have a car. So I just didn't go to it, and my boss gave me a letter of counseling, which later he shredded. 5 years, 9 months, 28 days went by quick. it was something that, looking back, it was the best decision I could have made. It opened doors in other areas, arenas, education, professional, places I've been to, endless opportunities. TD-wise, as an enlisted member, I went to Keesler Air Force Base 2 different times, besides technical training. I went to Tyndall Air Force Base for 1 day of training from Alabama to the Panhandle of Florida. So I didn't get to travel too much in the beginning. It went by quick. It was the best thing I could have done. I got what I wanted, and the Air Force used me to represent them as well and do the job that I wanted, that they needed me to do. So it was a good opportunity. It went by very quick. Looking back, I'd do it. However, I'd do it a lot sooner than I did at the age of 24. Hope you've enjoyed it. I will be making a video soon. The next video, most likely on the officer side and the abbreviated version. I've been an officer now for 14 years, a little bit over 14 years. Take care.